Okay, Coach, thank you. We've got clear skies and brisk temperatures. You know what that is? That's perfect fall football weather here at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now. 65, 65, 65.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there on the first play of the game. 54 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. First carry for James Conner. Bulldozes past him. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Their mobile quarterback doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. Now this time he'll look to throw. That's caught. And it's very quickly 8-0. Opening drive touchdown, and 2-point conversion.
Amazing nowadays for the kickers. I've actually talked with a few of them. They're more concerned about the point after touchdown than actually missing regular field goals. So maybe the coach is taking some pressure off here and just going for 2 and saying, I'm saving you for the big stuff later.
He's hanging out by the net. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they try.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. It's a gain of 35. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 13-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Seibert's kick is good. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. So we had the touchdown and two-point conversion to start the game. At least they're able to come back and get 3 on the board for their opening drive.
Yeah, and most coaches will always say, just give me something on the opening drive. Anything you can put up on the board, you feel better about things. And in this case, I like the fact that they resisted the urge to try and match them big because just get the points on the board. You're okay, even though they put 8 on you to begin with.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Mayfield to throw it. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Kill, 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 turn up. Kill, kill, kill.
Mayfield on 3rd down from his end zone. Lets it go for Nelson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And that one results in 35 yards. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Mayfield looks to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. The Raiders are out to an early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right?
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. On 2nd and 15 now. Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Point it right. Watch 98.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a pass is taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. They'll look to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. The 40. The 20. 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, 78 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Joe Hayden on the coverage.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll get this out wide. It's Nelson with it. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Browns on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll give it to Chubb, and this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 59 yards. Steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Ingram. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete.
Pick me up. Here we go. Short. 51, Mike. Mike, 51. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. Back to throw here. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they can't.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
133. 198. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Focus, defense. Hey, Foxtrot. 198. Watch 98.
3rd and long for Mayfield. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. 2nd and 3. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes, even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
He'll drop to throw. And that is is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're going to try and throw. And he finds McDonald. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And a short return to the 6-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
It's what you call a rookie mistake. Throwing, Mayfield. It got his man complete. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
180. Squeeze, double. King. Check the backer.
Done.
What's quick?
Hey, alert 33.
Here's Mayfield. Dancing to his left. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Watch the shot. Check three.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. On the run is Connor. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Back to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Sheldon Richardson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
To try again after the sack. Mayfield eluding the pressure. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And the Browns are able to cover this one up. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mayfield to throw it. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. John Ross, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are back within a single score. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. He'll come out throwing here on first down. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. 2nd and 14. His throw incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14.
Mike 51.
They'll try and throw for it here. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Mayfield on first down. They set up the screen to Chubb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. John Ross. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. That second down run a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This quarterback now right at the 300-yard mark with still a quarter plus to go. It's 1st and 10. Now he dumps this off over the middle. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 39.
I know you don't get anything extra for degree of difficulty, but maybe you should. He's done absolutely everything in this game today, including laying out for that one.
On 1st and 10 is Connor, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh, all even as we get ready to start the 4th. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They go jet sweep. Washington with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And the Steelers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. He's going to look deep down the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free. Well, they took a shot there and tried to get it downfield, 4th quarter tie game.
Tried to get it in one chunk, didn't they? Wanted to get into field goal range, as you noted, but good reactions back deep, forcing the incompletion.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Browns defense stands tall. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Mayfield now from the 50. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Mayfield now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Play fake. Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 3rd and long for Mayfield. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Finding room inside the 40. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Mayfield hands to Chubb on the draw. And an alley to run. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Watch this.
To throw, Mayfield. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. J.J. Nelson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Steelers 24.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Myles Garrett in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there.
And this offense needs a touchdown. A field goal won't get it done in this situation. But after giving up back-to-back sacks, things are looking a little bit bleak.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. They'll look to throw. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses that are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. This is Johnson. He's got it. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Back to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Browns, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.